these plans. 2020 is my year. It's like January 1st at midnight, we're all like, yes, this is going to be it. Everything's going to be game changing. And then it's like all production is shut down. Hi. For my awards, the Oscars, no, I'm just kidding. The Emmys, everything. I'm really with Miss Carol. She was just chipper Miss Carol, the social worker, caseworker. But with this one, you start to piece together the why behind the what.
Tell me your name and the character you play in Izzy's Christmas.
So my name is Christal, and I play Miss Carol.
Why did you choose to be a part of this project, both the Unspoken Sacrifice Stand again and Izzy's Christmas?
So of course, as an actress, any exposure within reason is good. But what was really great about being a part of this project, I know Dee, I know Ellie, and I really appreciated the story. We're at a time in our narrative as a country where we really need to hear more positive stories, more diverse stories that are surrounding Black people, specifically Black men and women. And it was nice to just see something different about a Black man instead of him being like a deadbeat father that isn't involved, someone actually fighting to be a part of his daughter's life. And we need more stories like that. So I was honored to be a part to help keep that conversation going.
Nice. Did you have any connection with Miss Carol or with the story beyond, like, this is important, I want to be a part of it?
So Miss Carol is very quirky, and I'm definitely that. I think a lot of that shone through in my character was authentically me. But I am kind of a mix between quirky and cool, So she didn't get a chance to really be the much more of the cool person, except for when she's some of her moments with Ashley, you can kind of tell where it's shining through. I did not have that same upbringing where Miss Carol didn't really have the relationship with her parents and that kind of upbringing. I grew up in a two-parent home, but I can relate to wanting to have a closer relationship with my parents. Both of them were entrepreneurs when I was growing up, and so there was a lot of time that I spent alone. And I know what that loneliness feels like. Not to mention, I have a huge heart for kids that don't have that type of relationship or aren't in that type of environment where they're loved and cared for. It literally breaks my heart. And so I definitely share her heart, one and the same, for kids who need a home and who need parents who are there and active and care about them. Yeah.
Was anything different, or what were the differences maybe from first short film about them to the second installment?
So I think just overall as an installment, the first one you're just kind of getting to know the characters and you're just trying to get your footing on what the motives are behind each character. And you are learning about this father and this daughter and their relationship, and where the mom fits in, which is honestly, again, just not the usual narrative. It's usually the mom and her kid versus the dad and his kid just really trying to be there. And so with the second one, you get to see them evolve and you get to see the relationships evolve. The fact that they start going to therapy and have an opportunity to start talking like a real family. Those things are really important, and it's really refreshing to see growth, and that it doesn't happen overnight. This isn't the end of the story, I don't think. And so reading the script and being a part of the project, it just lets you know that it is a process and it's not something that just happens overnight. I think too often we watch films and they have to be resolved and tied up in a nice, neat little bow, because it's the end of the film. But with this, the great thing about it is that you can see the evolution of the characters and how their stories change and weave in and out of each other, and how people grow and change over time. So. Oh man, 2020. It's one for the books, definitely. I can say that at the beginning of the year, it was really scary. You know, I think all the world was pretty much in a panic with this pandemic, and then just considering as an artist and as a creative what it was going to be like. You know, you had all these plans. 2020 is my year. It's like January 1st at midnight, we're all like, yes, this is going to be it. Everything's going to be game changing. And then it's like all production is shut down and the world stops. And as a creative, honestly, it was just one of those moments where you just felt lost. You felt inhibited, just restricted. Like, how am I going to continue to create if I can't go to set? But I think, honestly, it was probably one of the better things that's happened to us because it's created this desire, this hunger, and this opportunity to get really creative and figure out better ways to hone in on your craft. And so, you know, being on set with Dee and with Ellie and their team, it was just really cool to see the precautions that they took to make sure that everyone was safe and just making sure that you're prepared when you come to set too, because you don't want to take all day. You don't want to spend too much time without your mask on and everything. So it was challenging for sure, but I think it was really great of us to rise to the occasion and be more prepared.
What would you say to someone who hasn't watched Izzy's Christmas or even The Unspoken Sacrifice yet?
I would definitely say to prepare yourself to see something that you don't normally see and be open minded. You know, I think, especially in America and American film, we have been so desensitized to the image of black fatherhood. And I think we need to open our eyes and watch with fresh eyes and really have an open heart to receive this truth, because there are so many black men who are passionate about their children and who want to be in their children's lives. And just seeing that evolution, it's important. This is an important story, and so I definitely encourage everybody to be open hearted, to be open minded, and to be invested, because there's more to come, I'm sure.
Yes.
Cool. Um, for the last 3 weeks, we've been getting crazy awards and nominations and notoriety. How are you feeling about that kind of stuff?
I just want to, let everybody know that I'm clearing off the space on my shelves um, my for my awards. The Oscars, the all. No, I'm just kidding. The Emmys, everything. I'm really grateful to be a part of a team that's making an impact. As a creator, there is nothing more. How do I put it? There's nothing more rewarding to take a look at your body of work and know that you're proud of it, that you're doing it for the right reasons, but then for other people to take notice and to recognize you for all the hard work, the sleepless nights, the things that come up that you didn't plan for, whether it be set mishaps or whatever. It makes it all worth it. It's physical proof, like I did it and it worked out and everything's okay, and more people are being impacted by it. It validates it. And so I'm excited for the whole team. I'm grateful to have been a part of it and to have played a part in the success of this film, and more to come again.
Have any other questions? Oh, do you have any favorite Christmas traditions or memories just as Christal?
um let's see, favorite Christmas traditions. I'm not sure how this is going to work because of COVID this year. But every Christmas, it has been our tradition. My family, my immediate family, would get together, well, exchange gifts, either have Christmas breakfast or Christmas lunch. And then, without fail, we normally end up in front of the big screen in my dad's family room watching Michael Jackson videos and having dance contests. It is the Luster way, apparently. So we'll see what new traditions we come up with this year in the world of pandemic and social distancing. But that is generally what ends up happening, is we have a dance contest.
I love it. Cool.
But this last project, we were playing into Miss Carol a little more than previous ones, and of course that is like building a plot around who that is. Um, how were you channeling uh, the direction that you were getting, and do you think you're ready to be the main
Yeah.
uh, portion, and maybe not the next one, but the following
So with this last installment, I really just had to think about, like for the first installment, we didn't get a whole lot of backstory with Miss Carol. She was just chipper Miss Carol, the social worker, caseworker. But with this one, you start to piece together the why behind the what. Why does she choose this line of work? Why is she so chipper? Why is she so passionate? And I think that it really speaks to this idea that people who are happy and smiling, sometimes it's just a mask. And I can relate to that. And I think I channeled what that's like for me. I am no stranger to grief. I've experienced a lot of deep, penetrating grief in my life. And I think that I've spent my life trying to be the smile in people's lives around me and to try to be a source of joy for other people and try to help people. And a lot of times that comes out of the pain that I feel. And it's a very real thing. You never know the burdens that people are carrying when they're trying to help others carry theirs. And it's cathartic to help people out of your pain. And so I think that's really what I leaned into in preparation for this installment, just looking at Miss Carol. I sense just from the character development that we've done so far for her that there's a lot of hurt there. There's a lot that she has had to overcome, and there's a lot that she has to still overcome. I'm sure that there are still wonderings of why her parents didn't choose to be in her life, why she had to get bounced around from house to house, maybe, what it was like for her growing up, you know, why she identifies so much with Izzy, why she's so passionate with her. Can she relate to Ashley as she might have related to her birth mom? All of these different questions that kind of lead into why Miss Carol is the way she is, and then why she chooses to be chipper. Is it just a facade? Is it something that she puts on when she's outside, with her cases and the people she works with, and then she goes home to her fur babies and she's actually crying? And I think that it'll be interesting to see that, because that's a very real reality. I actually have caseworkers in my family, and the stories that I hear about the visits that she goes on to these foster homes and adoptive parents or real parents, it's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And to hear my cousin in particular, she's passionate about children. She's a mother herself, and to just hear the frustration that she carries around. I'm sure she doesn't wear it when she's in the field, but she comes back to me and she's just like, I'm just so tired. And it's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there, so I'm excited to get into it.